Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles in the burgeoning town of Dragonstone, where at the end of the episode, well, the end of last episode, we had a little bit of a crisis, just a small one. Got attacked by Vikings. I forgot to man all the towers, and so they managed to get a little bit of destruction done before we could continue. And so currently, we are paused, because we really need to fix the problems before we unpause. Already, happiness has plummeted, and apparently there's only a -4 for homeless peasants right now. That's gonna go up. I think the peasants just haven't noticed that they're homeless yet, because they'll be inside the walls and the house is outside the walls. And so they're going to come out the gates when the Viking attack's over to return to the house to find it's not there anymore. In fact, it's even the rubble's been cleared away at this stage. So yeah, we're going to be paused for a while so we can listen to the Viking music and watch as this slowly goes crazy and eventually it starts stretching all across the map. Apparently this has like been fixed. It like by this update, but because this is an old save, maybe the problem still applies. So yeah, that's the thing of some of the bugs that you see at this stage are not necessarily representative of the game in its current state, because when you update a game from a very old save to a new old version to a new version, it can sometimes mess things up. So bear that in mind. This stuff's probably been fixed by now because it's fairly obvious, and the devs seem to be fairly quick at dealing with that sort of thing. So yeah, I guess go find someone who started a new save when the new update come out. I want to keep playing with Dragonstone though. I like it. It's cool. It's got a cool name and it's got lots of islands and it's awesome and I like it and I don't want to lose it forever. And I know that I will one day. It will at some point break and I'll be sad. But for the moment, we still have it. So let's carry on as we were. So we lost a house. We need to rebuild one. However, I want to build one in this new location here. But before I build one, I need to work out exactly where houses are going to be and where other things are going to be. Because what we want to make sure of is that we're making full use of the range of the church and the library and the tavern and the town square. And I guess also the market, though they don't seem to have a range really, so that's not quite so vital. So yeah, if a house is outside if any house is outside the range of the church, then there is a global debuff to happiness. So I've got to make sure that's the most important one. That's got to be somewhere where it's in range of everything. That seems like a good spot. Seems to cover basically the whole island. Yep, unless we build a load of piers out of the bottom here, it's going to cover everything in this direction. In this direction, not so much. Over here, it doesn't cover it. But I have no intention of building houses over there, because that seems to be good farmland. So that won't happen. So here seems good. Then it's just a case of like one tile over or whatever, because the houses of course are too wide, so we've got to make sure we're making the proper space for them. So we've got to look at the other things that we're going to be building. So we need a library and a well. We'll need multiple libraries because their range is small. So if we have one on the end here, and then we can have house, 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 and then if we put one somewhere over here, the other end of the block basically, that seems to cover it fairly well. So basically have a library here, have like a tavern here, and a well here is what I'm thinking. Let me check the range of the tavern. That's pretty good too. Yep, that'll cover us enough. It'll be okay. Probably want it more in this direction just to make sure we can cover any houses that might be over here or along this line here. So perhaps building it there specifically would be the best thing to do. And then build the church in these 3 squares, or build a house first and then the church, or the market and then the church. It is a little awkward because the church is 3 long, whereas everything else is 1 or 2. Gotta bear that in mind. We will benefit from all this planning later on. So market, that's okay. We can basically just put that anywhere where we were going to put a house. And we won't have to worry too much about that. And then there is also the town square. As long as that's fairly central, we should be okay. I think we can get away with just having the 1 as long as we put it as much in the middle as we can do. So somewhere along this line, there's going to be a lot here. This is going to be the central bit, because there'll be some houses here, and then the rest will be here. Maybe a couple here, but less likely. And maybe something over here, but that looks like a good spot for farms. So let's finalize it. Oh, wait, I should check the range of wells. They're going to be a bit of a struggle, because at the moment I'm thinking 1 along this line and then 1 somewhere over here. It about covers it. It'll be just about okay. Maybe we could put 1 here too and that'd cover it. Another option is that all these buildings can be outside on this line here. And then this can just be a solid block of houses, which would be cool, if nothing else. Double check the range. That's not the church. Where's the church? There it is. If I put the church along here, that would still work. Would be quite perfect along the edge here. But in the grand scheme of things, that is pretty good. That right there would do. There's some good land there, but it's not consistent enough for me to want to build farms in this area. There's bad patches, and the good patches are a little bit awkwardly spaced. So I think church here is a good starting point. One last check. Won't quite cover houses right on the end. Oh, I was thinking there, wasn't I? More like this spot here just has coverage of everything. Doesn't even quite need to be that far over in that direction. I will build it, I think, right there. And then town square there. Tavern, well, tavern there, just have it sort of in a bit of a nook, and then library and well here. That's my thinking. So let us begin with that. So we'll build the church here. We'll build town square, probably best to be somewhere around here, because then it will cover everything and we won't have to worry. Not so much up here, but the town square is less vital than the church. The church is the really important one. Everything has to be in range of that, or we'll have serious problems. So what we'll do is we'll build the market here. Or maybe the hospital. Build the market like there. Now we'll build the market here, and then we need to chop that one tree there. We want the well to be in a good spot. Wells are important, they're life and death. And also destroyed house and not destroyed house, which is also quite important. Because that's happiness or not happiness. Build this here, that will be perfect. That will be slightly too far, I think, or will it? It doesn't matter, because I'm thinking house here, house... Basically, house here. So I want to make sure we've got coverage of at least a corner of that. So it doesn't actually matter where it is for that. But it does for other things. I will build it right there. And I can't yet because there's a tree, so we'll leave that for the moment. Check the range of the library. It's okay to be there. It will change its coverage. Library there. Well here. And for the moment, that's where we'll leave that. I think we'll even let the church go unbuilt for them. Well, we'll not prioritize building the church. We have run out of stone. That's a bit of an issue. We can't actually build the manor. That messes things up slightly. I could cancel construction. That would free up some stone, but either way, we need that. How much stone does it take for a library? It takes 30. I will cancel the library. Hopefully, it will give us back all the materials. Yes, it has. We can now build the manor. And we'll build it there. So in the end, it was exactly the same place as I was originally thinking, but I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing with the constructions. Now, the thing is, they're not going to prioritize it, and I can't make them. Unless I cancel other construction orders entirely. Though actually, there should be very few... Yeah, they should all be working on this, really. I mean, we have lost people. We're continuing to lose people because of the unhappiness, but... Oh, wow. Trending towards -1. The peasants have noticed they're homeless. It's all gone wrong, but now they're all leaving, and so happiness is going up again. Let that carry on. We'll just hope that these guys get the building done as quick as possible, really. They're really not doing a good job, but that's because they're all busy. Oh, they're all busy manning the towers, aren't they? Close them down. Now is not the time. I'm not even going to order the rebuilding of that tower there yet. We'll save that till we have people spare. Everyone work on construction, please. We have 3 out of 5 on that. 5 out of 5 on the church, so fair enough. The well has just been finished. And everyone's working... Oh, no one's working on the archer tower. Good. I don't want them to be. Actually, it said archer tower specifically, not the wall. Is it like... I don't know. It doesn't matter. Well, we've got people working on this. 3 is decent. And we're now stable. Wow, we lost a lot more than we needed to there. It took a while for the happiness to return to normal. And so in the meantime, we kept losing people, even though there weren't any homeless people anymore. I guess they'd already made their plans to leave. They'd already booked their plane tickets. or their long ship tickets. And they couldn't get them refunded, so they're like, oh fine, let's go have our new life in another city. Even though things are okay here now. And now we've got more people turning up, so that's all fine. Come on guys, get on with it. And then we'll be back to normal population-wise. And then we can keep going, because I've set this off now. It's all ready. The infrastructure is mostly there. Well, in some cases the plans for the infrastructure are there, and other parts of it are still sort of missing. Now, I've got a full 5 people working on this. The only issue now is that transporting the wood is going to take forever because it's miles and miles away. But they're getting it done. They'll be there soon, and we're building up loads of supplies in the meantime. More wood than stone at the moment. Someone died under mysterious circumstances. I'm just going to assume those are murders. There was a murder. Can we work out what the murder was about? It's a shame that we can't look at who it was, because if I could click and see which person it was, then I could make fun theories about who was murdered, based on what their role was. And it'd probably come down to whatever their weird factoid was, suggested that they were just insane, and I don't know, they scared, I don't know. I need proper information so I can make these wild and most likely incorrect conclusions. 2 deaths from plague. Happiness is okay though, it's holding. People are less upset about the deaths from the plague than the actual plague itself. I guess that's a comment on human nature, really, that they care about the plague because that might affect them, but they don't care about the deaths by plague because it wasn't their deaths. And of course we've got the debuff for them not being in range of the church because we're still building the church. But we now have a full 5 people working on it, so that's good. We should have people becoming like free soon to work on more stuff. I mean, really, I'm surprised that we don't already have people free, but then we lost so many from losing the manor that... Oh, I hear a dragon. Where be the dragon? There be the dragon. I was in range of quite a few towers. I've been forgetting to shut these down as they're built, so these ones are manned, which is fairly good, really. Is he off again? I'm wondering whether I'm just not hearing them when they first turn up, and so he's gone and set a bunch of things on fire and I've just not noticed. Or whether they're actually just occasionally turning up and going, nah, I've been shot too much, let's go home. Anyway, church is almost finished and then everyone will be fine again. I do like the idea that, like, these people over here are extremely angered and saddened by the fact that there are 25 people living in a house, 11 people living in a house over here, and they're not in range of a church. Question is, are they sad about the fact that I haven't provided them with one, or are they just sad about the fact that they aren't going to church? Confusing. Oh, that was weird. Oh, wow. The sound is affected by how zoomed in I am. Oh, that's beautiful. I could do this all day. Why is that a thing? Why is that even a thing? Did they set something wrong? Because usually it's volume that increases as you zoom in, not pitch. That's brilliant. Does it happen with other things? Let's try this. I can't really tell with that. That's the thing, this is a sort of steady, like, it's a single note basically, so you can tell when it changes. We now have a church that goes boing. That's beautiful. Okay, anyway, I can't do that forever. That's I'll do that between episodes. I'll just sit here and zoom in and out on the church. Okay, so we've got supplies. We've still not actually got anyone free for construction. Happiness is still a mess. Why is there a -1 for people not having... Oh, there we go. It was just taking a while to disappear. And now happiness is trending up again and everything should be fine and good in the world. So, let's get on with our construction projects. Soon we'll have people again and then they can work on said construction projects, but we'll order them now anyway. So yeah, library here. And tavern. Oh, that's interesting. So there's a central square to it, and it's the bit that isn't the building. It's the bit out back, basically. Oh, now it's changed. What? Don't tell me the range is reduced. That still works, actually. House there, house there, house there, house there. It's good coverage. And we'll just have to make sure to copy some of this stuff on the other side over here. And then we'll have all the houses inside the range. It's taking what? You know what? Let's... The thing is, I think the amount of people that you get visiting is related to how happy people are. So let's just turn off the taxes. Oh, I don't have a town. I was going to set off a festival as well, but we don't have that that available yet. But yeah, let's just let the happiness go crazy. Trending towards 102, so we'll get a huge boost to population, and we'll get a lot of spare people nice and soon. In the meantime, let's build another house. Let's start really accelerating this. Basically, I'm fed up of being a burgeoning town. When I had the idea of like doing the introductions to every episode by mentioning what sort of town Dragonstone was, I was sort of hoping that it would go up by one every, say, 2 episodes. It's been a burgeoning town for a long time. We need to fix this. We need to become a bustling city or whatever the next thing is. We've got to carry on with the defenses because, of course, I'm now sort of ignoring my own previous advice of building all the defenses first. We've got to make sure that we continue to work on the defensive walls here and not neglect them and allow everyone to die when the Vikings turn up, because that would be bad. People wouldn't be happy if everyone died. That's generally how that works. Now, what I'm going to do as well, it's a bit of a weird one, but I'm going to build a pier from one island to the next. So instead of having to build 2 walls here, we could just build a little bit of a wall here and a little bit there. Have it all joined up. I mean, eventually we'll seal off here and here, and then we could just remove all these walls and I guess start turning this into piers or something. We'll work it out. We'll decide what we're doing with it. But that'll be nice. That's the thing. It's a surface area to volume thing, because at the moment we're having to commit a lot of people to just defending the wall. Even with a lot of the towers switched off, we want to have some of them on so that in an emergency where we don't have much time to react, we still have the defenses being covered. And the best situation to be in is to own the whole map and just have a wall around the edge of the map, and then a couple of towers dotted towards the middle, because you have to make sure you can defend against dragons in any cases where the Vikings might break through the walls. And it means that early on, when you got to have lots of walls covering small areas and lots of little sections, it's a lot more inefficient in terms of how much you're using your people. Once you've got a larger area, you need less people per square of land inside the walls. And so in that way, expanding, even if you just like double all of your houses and all of your quarries and just basically every building you have, you'll still end up with more spare people overall per person, because you'll be able to take away some walls in the middle and be more efficient in your defenses. Anyway, the construction's taking a while because I've ordered, well, it's probably because I've ordered all these, really. But population is rising. We've now filled this house, and hopefully we can get this one filled soon so that we can really start moving, because then we'll have millions of people spare. It'll be a bit crazy. That was quite a bad plague. Yeah, what I need to do is build a hospital here. That is probably the next order of business. Probably do that right away, really. I'm thinking that a good spot to do it, because I don't think we want a town square here. It doesn't quite cover as much as I'd like it to. I'd like it to be more central, so being there makes sense. Or maybe being there, actually. Yeah, we have it down here. Well, actually, it does still have range on all the houses in here. That might be alright. And then I like the idea of this just being a solid block of houses. It'll look quite cool. Maybe a little bit sort of uniform and boring in a certain sense, but I feel that's the direction these games always have to move in. If at some point you go from just being random houses dotted around in a nice slapdash fashion to big city blocks and terraces and all that sort of thing. Industrial revolution and so on and so forth. Everything's got to be efficient and densely packed and all that. I've got to extend these roads a bit so that I can actually build the new town centre here. Then I'll build a hospital here. That'll work. What are we missing at that stage? In terms of individual buildings that we just haven't used yet. Is there anything? I don't think there is. I think we'd have everything covered at that point. in terms of important things to have. I mean, we don't have a stockpile, but I don't know if we need one in a residential area. Probably get away with not having one. I mean, we have the market, and that's basically a stockpile, but specifically for the things that houses need. Gonna build a town hall there, and then I'm going to build the hospital here, and I still don't know where the door is. It looks like there's a door facing us right now, but then there's also stuff going on here. I don't get how it works. With this other one, we had it so that was facing, but I did notice that there were people hanging around on this side, so I'm going to put it here, because then it opens up onto the town hall, the town centre, and that looks nice. And then there's some big door here, and I've noticed that the witch doctors or whatever it is we have in the hospitals sort of hang around that area, so that makes a bit of sense. I say witch doctors because they're like dressed all in like thick black clothes, so that would seem to fit what they are, though I don't notice any beaks on them, so who knows how it works. But yeah, this is looking pretty good. Let's, one more piece of wood, and that is ready, and now our population capacity is significantly higher. Town square and the hospital are being worked on. Looking pretty good. This place is coming along nicely. It's nice to have this sudden wave of expansion, and it's gonna accelerate for a while as we get more and more spare people to work on constructing more houses. I'm gonna have at least 10 manors total here. It may extend it to 12 depending on how the space works out. But yeah, this is gonna be pretty crazy. I mean, this is hopefully going to more than double our population. Was that a dragon? Did I just hear a dragon? Could have sworn I did. Yep, there he is. I say there he is. It's because I hear him. I don't see him. Where are you? Let's just fast forward and see what sets on fire. Here he is. How you doing? We do not have people spare. If we can man these quick enough to use them. That looks like we can. Now he's off. Oh, we got one shot off before he left. Man more of the towers. We have the people. We can do it this time. This time we'll kill him. He's coming this way. Okay, we're out of people now. I mean, I could go over and empty the towers up there, but I don't know if it takes time enough for them to man it. It looks like he's leaving again. Is that just what they do now? If they get shot too much, they give up? Because that'll be cool. Oh wow, we attracted 24 of the 25 people in one go. That is amazing. And we're now one short of our new maximum. We're still a burgeoning town. You know what? Right, next episode, that's the goal. Next episode, we will stop being a burgeoning town. I am fed up of burgeoning. Burgeoning is boring. We need to do something more than that. Oh, I like how people are using this pier rather than the bridge. Apparently it's better to walk on a pier than a bridge. Well then. That's slightly awkward. Anyway, that's all we have time for today. So with that, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.